y dos, y dos, una, y dos, una, y dos.
Hello and welcome to Cortez NYC Livestream, the podcast.
This show broadcasts out of New York City.
We are your hosts, Cortez NYC.
And Carla de Puerto Rico.
And on the show, we talk about art, creativity, city life from a Latino perspective. I'm a visual artist.
And I'm a singer.
And from the very, very cold city of New York, this is episode 66.
As always, you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, and Spotify, and on social media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr.
And let's not forget, I have an online store.
Yes.
Cortesnyc.bigcartel.com. If you log on there, you will find original art, graffiti posters, graffiti pins, graffiti stickers.
Everything graffiti.
Everything graffiti. So if you're into street art, you're into graffiti style, graffiti lettering, characters, things like that, of that nature, go log on cortesnyc.bigcartel.com. Support your favorite artist, and I will be very obliged to say thank you. All right, so let's get on with the show. We got a special guest back in the studio once again.
Wow, that's amazing.
Drink it some more. Y'all turning me to alcoholics. What is that about?
The Art of Drinking, Part 2.
Dos. Parte dos. That's for later.
Capítulo 2.
Aprende español segment.
All right, so yo, listen, you're on a roll here, man. You're like
I'm a little lit.
You're like
Yeah,
five
co-host.
episodes. Yeah, you're like a co-host. You're like 5 episodes deep
Yeah.
now, I think, man.
I'm about to start joining the team.
I'm gonna have to change the name of the show now. It's gonna be the Diablo whatever and Cortez.
Hey, Cortez verse.
All right.
ABCD. What?
Yeah. So we realized that we ran through that alcohol episode.
That's
you
my
know.
drink in the background.
Yeah.
Ambiance, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, we still have bottles to kill, and we ran through that episode. You know,
And there was so much to talk about.
yeah, we left too many things packed in there, and,
Yeah.
and we couldn't get to all of it. But you know, this podcast, I try to keep it formatted in a brief way so that we can have brief conversations, so that we can stay on topic, and so that for us it's easier because we can, by having brief conversations, we could take breaks. We can do, you know, while we're recording. You know, that we know that it's formatted so that we can not have to be here for 50 minutes talking straight.
Right.
Uh-huh.
But in doing that, sometimes some topics get cut short, and I think that was a good example. And I think this is a good learning lesson of some topics need to be longer.
Definitely.
So when we need to go longer, we do a part 2. This is part 2 to the
Yeah.
art of drinking. D, I'm gonna let you set this off. What did we leave out?
What did we leave out? Well, we touched on a lot, but I felt like we packed it in that little bit of time frame. We could unpack it more, like you said. Like for instance, every country, every nation, they have a drink of choice.
Okay.
Right?
True.
What is your drink of choice from where you're from? Colombia, Puerto Rico, Trinidad, America. Like what and why do we choose to drink those drinks? You know what I mean?
All right, so I'm gonna let take it. Go ahead, run with it. You go
Carla?
first.
Oh, all right. Well, for purpose of this, I'm going to try to talk in my Trini accent, but it's hard because I don't remember it. But from Trinidad, we drink
Yes.
a lot of rum. Everybody drink rum in Trinidad. When you party, it's rum. It's only rum. When you go to fete, that's what it is. They don't, I know nowadays they start to have vodka and stuff like that and Hennessy. But when I was coming up, it was only rum. It was just...
So if I show up there with my Captain Morgan rum, I'm all good?
It's rum, yeah. You got rum. It says rum on the...
Yeah?
If it say rum on the glass, we good, right? We liming. Liming means hanging out, chilling. We're good.
All right,
But
all right.
we do a lot of... I think that's most Caribbean islands, no? Like
Yeah.
Puerto Rico is rum.
Puerto Rico is rum also.
Yeah, DR is rum, I believe.
All right, but so
Yeah.
is there a rivalry between the kind of rum? Or do people like give you a little bit of a look if you got the wrong brand?
Well,
What's the brand of choice in
the
Trinidad?
main brand, when I was coming up, it might have changed because I old. And I haven't been there for a long time.
Hey, Mr. Accents
But
over here.
the main brand was something called VAT 19 rum. I think now it's called 1919. any Trinis out there, do fight me down for this because I don't remember. But I will be there soon enough, and I'll be drinking all the drinks. I'll let you know what it was.
Yeah,
But
tell us a little bit about that. Where
It's Fat 19 rum.
you're going down, right?
Going
You're
for
gonna
Carnival, yo. I haven't been since I was
shit.
15. I don't even want to tell you how long ago that was. It's decades. You know what I mean? Just I'll leave it at that. But yeah,
and you said all alcohol included.
Yeah. So in Trinidad we have a thing called all inclusive. Every party is all inclusive. You pay to go into a club, you pay one price and everything included. They give you food, they give you drinks, the party, they give you whatever you need.
That's gonna be a good time.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and you pay one price. It's like $100 and it's everything you can drink. And not like like there's some all inclusives in New York, but they're not giving you top shelf liquor. They're giving
Exactly.
you like you know what I mean when it's like
cheap.
happy hour.
Can I say me want that? Does that sound right?
No.
Nowhere even close. Nowhere even close.
Please
I tried,
don't
man. I tried to fit in. I was feeling the island vibe. I was like, oh, I got
Well, I
I got
sip
the
in my
sand
drinks.
between my toes.
I needed rum, but right now I'm drinking Knob Creek. But yeah, we drink a lot of rum, and we had like our own moonshine back in the days called Babash. I remember
Babash.
drinking that. I remember drinking that as a kid, and that
Babash.
that's like that. Was it Colombian aguardiente?
Aguardiente.
Yeah, that shit is like that.
Ah, no, pues mijo, ahí hablamos del guaro en un segundo,
Now we
pero
getting real.
la voy a pasar a Carla. Carla, hábleme primero a ver.
Okay. Well,
Dímelo.
in Puerto Rico, it's also rum. We have Don Q and also Bacardi, but Don Q
Bacardi.
is,
I
yeah,
don't think I've heard of Don Q.
because it's more traditional from Puerto Rico.
Really?
Yeah, and then Bacardi, and also like moonshine. There's a rum that is made in Puerto Rico that is made illegally. It's called El Ron Cañita, and what they
shit.
do is that they collect. I'm not sure how they do it, but I know that they put it underground and they leave it there for a long time, and then they take it out and it's ready. And they make it of all flavors: coconut, guava, everything. When you go to parties in the mountainside, you know that you're gonna get some cañita.
So I wouldn't find that here in America.
No,
at all.
no.
There's not somebody making that here.
Unless they didn't travel, like they didn't came with it, or maybe they made it here. They know how to, but yeah, ron cañita.
All right.
And then beers, and yeah, piña colada is another one that it's
Fucking
very
love that.
popular. Yeah, piña colada is a frozen drink, and then you add alcohol, either white alcohol or yellow alcohol. Yeah, or rum, basically. Yeah.
What
Rum.
about you?
So,
In
Well,
Colombia.
colombianos.
bueno, pues, mijo, a ver, hablando de Colombia.
Oh my God, ahí viene
my
este
God.
con el acento. This one is also going to try the accent.
Pues, ¿qué te cuento? Mira, yo tomaba aguardiente hace años, tú sabes, ya te había contado en el parte 1. Yo tomaba pues aguardiente desde los años, desde que tenía 13 años.
I got all that.
But why
you drank
Medellin?
aguante in
Why
the last
Medellin
episode.
accent?
In the last
You're not
episode,
from
you were talking
Medellin.
about drinking
You are
that.
from Bogota.
Ave María, pues, hombre.
Why Medellin? I don't get it.
All right, so no, so Colombia, it's aguardiente. I never realized that it was an
Different brands?
unusual drink. I guess when I was a little kid, I'm not supposed to know this, but I assumed aguardiente was like vodka was like any other clear liquor.
Right.
Yeah.
I just assumed it's all the same shit.
Is that guaro? Is that the same?
Guaro,
Yeah.
because it's aguardiente,
Yeah.
so they could call it guaro as a nickname. But what I didn't realize was the different brands until right now. I just did a quick search, and I can't really name which one was my brand of choice. I
Right.
will say I think the most famous or world-known one might be Cristal, which is aguardiente cristal, and that's like I think maybe the one that's got the biggest distribution. But then you have el aguardiente antioqueño that you'll see that if you go to park festivals and all that, that's the one that I usually see people, the bottles on the floor. And I think when I was drinking it when I was a kid, it might have been nectar. Nectar looks real familiar, aguardiente nectar.
Is that like cane juice? Because
So-
nectar.
Maybe nectar. I mean, aguardiente for the most part, I think it's made out of sugar.
Yeah, sugar cane.
Yeah.
I believe.
Let's take a quick look. And well, aguardiente means fire water. Is
Uh-huh.
that
That is a appropriate
Yeah.
description of
Very
it.
appropriate.
It's I don't know if it's an exact translation. It's not really that. It's fiery. It's like burning water.
Yeah, it definitely burns.
But it seems also to, let me see, grain-based, made from oranges, grapes, bananas.
What?
A whole bunch of stuff going on in there.
I guess also depend on the brand, and each brand use different ingredients.
Yes, that's what I'm seeing. Colombia's one is aguardiente is an anise flavor. Do you guys know what anise is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a flavored anise flavored liqueur. It's from sugarcane.
Yeah.
That's where it's from the Andean region.
That's that fruit that looks like a starfish fruit.
So I think the biggest thing is the funny. So to me, it tastes like licorice. It has
Yeah,
like
I
some
don't
weird
like that taste.
licorice aftertaste.
I know.
I never liked licorice. I drank aguardiente just because, hey, let's be social.
Because you're Colombian, you have to.
Exactly.
It's a rite of passage.
But I never really liked the flavor so much. I think even to this day, I don't really like the flavor that much. I will drink it though. If somebody hands it out, I'm like, yeah, I'll have a couple of shots.
Yeah.
But it does creep up on you. It's one of those things that I think by the time you get over the flavor,
Yeah.
like it takes you like 2 or 3 shots to get past it, and then once you got past the flavor, it's like water. You just start drinking it like water.
And plus you're too late. You're already drunk.
And then you're
Exactly.
already drunk, and that's the thing. That's the whole point. Like you're like fighting the flavor, and then when you finally fought the flavor, now it's too fucking late.
We have some Colombian friends, and they love to give us guaro. And I cannot even deal with it, yo. I want to wake up the next day and not be dead. What's that drink you guys have? That it looks like it's in a soccer ball. It's a liquor, yeah, and it's in a soccer ball. I think it might be a type of guaro.
Yeah, it might be a brand,
Maybe,
a certain
yeah.
brand.
Yeah.
It's it's a soccer ball.
Yeah.
But
I mean, another popular thing is in Colombia, they used to have. Oh, I see it. Aguardiente Blanco. It's called. That's the brand.
it's guaro, right?
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. I've had that a couple times, especially around the World Cup. They were passing that shit out like it was fucking party favors and shit. God, that shit fucks you up.
The other thing when I was growing up was there was like a I want to say it's a drinking bladder.
What?
Drinking
That
bladder.
sounds ridiculous.
This thing.
Oh yeah. We used to have that too.
Like
in Puerto Rico.
if you can't see, it's like a little
Yeah.
pouch, like in the desert when you're like, you know what I mean? Those guys, like Indiana Jones would have this. It's like a water bladder.
So what this is it is a leather
Satchel.
sack. It looks like a bladder, right?
Uh-huh.
Like a water bottle type of thing.
Yeah.
And when I was growing up, I remember the uncles or like the older relatives would be at a party and they would pull out one of these bladders and it'd be full of aguardiente.
Yeah.
And like that was a thing. And I always looked at it like, oh, is that specifically for drinking liquor? Obviously it's not. It's for drinking water.
Imagine you're showing up with this shit all the time. You're like, yo, Chris, what the fuck are you doing with this?
Yeah. In Puerto
bladder?
Rico, they also use it for festivals. What they'll put all the alcohol there and go to the festivals, street festivals like La Fiesta de la Calle de Sebastián, which is a street music festival. And they'll go with their bladders full of alcohol, or they'll buy the drinks and then put it there. Yeah, I remember that.
Or like, how about Nemo's? You ever had a Nemo? Like,
No.
It's a drink made in mostly bathtubs.
What?
Really?
It's an American thing. It's in Washington Heights. It's like frozen. It's a frozen drink. It comes in different colors, blue. It looks like it's in one of those quarter water bottles.
I've seen that in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, they call it Nemos. They call it Cola Cabs or Nutcrackers.
They do like
Yo,
these small.
stay away from
When I was in
those.
Puerto Rico, they were trying to sell these little small drinks in the street.
The pouches, the one that comes
It's like a little. It looks like a juice box.
Yeah,
like
it's
a
frozen,
juice box.
right?
Yeah, I've heard.
Those are
yeah.
Nutcrackers. Those are Nemos. They sneak up on you because they taste like juice.
Yeah.
But
Uh-huh,
it's
but they
a
get you.
lot of alcohol.
Yeah.
So what is the American drink? There's
Beer.
none, right? There's not a specific. Right?
The American liquor.
Yeah, like what is their?
Or liquor?
What is our choice?
Well,
Whiskey, no?
The liquor for the
Is
United States
whiskey?
is whiskey because whiskey.
Whiskey bourbon or whiskey more than bourbon? Or how about Scotch?
No, Scotch is from Scotland, technically.
And
It's the history.
Cognac is from France.
France. So whiskey
Is what we made.
whiskey is what we made to kind of fight it. But I think, is it whiskey or is it bourbon? Oh, give me 1 second.
I think they're very similar, whiskey and bourbon.
They're similar. I think the differences is that, give me 1 second. Yep, nope, it's bourbon. United States is bourbon. Whiskey is similar to Scotch.
So,
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
who owns whiskey?
Well, that's the whole controversy. Remember when we went to that thing? What was it? Was it not do? It was
Macallan?
Macallan. We went to the Macallan thing.
Yo, those Macallan tastings are bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our boy Will, he used to hook us up with this Macallan tasting. It's really good.
Yeah, that was good.
That's some adult shit right there. Like
Yeah.
tasted liquor and you smell that bouquet? It's a slight smell of floral
Yeah.
balance. Shut up. Let me just drink this
Like,
shit.
just shot.
Yeah,
Okay,
let me
shot.
just drink it.
Shot.
Relax.
No, well, the funny thing is like there's an interesting American phenomenon there where you have a European import and then they got to rename it just like soccer
I mean, yeah, of course.
It's just
They
like
have-
soccer.
They
They
have
have
to take it and turn it off.
and,
Yeah.
and rename it just so it's like no, it's not the same.
You
thing.
guys drive on the left side?
No,
we don't
whiskey
drive
is
on
not the same
No, we
as
drive on
bourbon.
the right. We never do that.
But all right, yeah. So I think another thing that we kind of glossed over quickly was giving some advice to the youngins coming up. I think we kind of on the last episode
touched on it, yeah.
We touched on it, but very quick, and I think we should kind of give some wisdom about how to drink responsibly and what to expect when you don't. Number one, I would say if you're a youngin, I'm going to keep it legal. You just turned 21. Okay?
What?
Or 18.
First
Nope.
time ever
Nope.
having a
Nope.
drink ever in life.
Just turned 21 in the United States. It's 21. In other
it's
parts
21.
of the world, we have ages as low as none.
As 0. 0 years old, you can have a drink.
You can have a drink.
In Trinidad, it seems to be 18.
Yeah, it's like 16, 18. Nobody checks. Nobody cares. Really.
A majority of the world is 18, and it looks like. And you have some places where it's 16, 17, and you have 15, 10.
Why even say 10? Where is
It
this
makes
place?
no sense. Who's tracking that?
What country is this? 10 years old.
Colombia says 18. Cuba says 18. I'm sure Puerto Rico's 18.
Puerto Rico is 18.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause-
for
No,
sure.
it's probably 21 because it's America.
No.
Duh.
We're not the
And-
same, and we're 18.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, actually they kept that.
Good.
That
We
they can.
kept
They're like,
that.
we need this.
We need to drink at 18.
Give us one thing.
All right. Well, anyway, so I'm gonna keep it like 21. So you just turned 21.
Okay.
You're gonna drink. You go to a club. Or to a bar, but you're probably gonna end up in a club first before a bar if you're 21. That's the usual transition.
Yeah,
I
nobody
don't,
goes to a bar.
not at 21.
You're 21.
So you go to the
you're
club.
fucked up.
First thing,
Alcoholic.
first advice that we can give you, and this is from me to you, Grandpa to you, is number one, eat before you go.
Please.
We did not touch on this.
major. Yeah, that's a major
eat.
key to
Because if not, it
survival.
happened what happened to me on my bachelorette party. I was supposed to have
Oh,
fun.
She didn't even make it out.
And I was
guys.
supposed to go out and go to a burlesque and everything. Didn't make it. Nothing. No, because I didn't eat before.
the
So-
art of
And also
Yeah, go.
carbs, starch.
Yeah.
I know that's against
Pasta,
everybody's shit,
rice.
but it soaks up
Yeah.
the liquor. It's a
Yes.
real thing, guys.
And a lot of water
Yeah.
during
drink
the day.
water.
Hydrate.
Okay, that's point number two. Point number two is so number one, make sure you have a full stomach. Number two, drink and take water breaks in
Yes.
between drinking, especially if you're new to it and you're drinking liquor.
Yes.
Drink your liquor, enjoy it, but chase it with some water. Every once in a while, if you don't want to seem like a kid and you don't want to be like, oh, I'm shy, quietly just go ask the bartender for a glass of water. They'll give you a little glass of water, chase it, and then keep drinking.
I got one. I got a
ahead.
major one.
Go for it.
Don't be mixing your liquor that much.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was my number
Don't
two.
go
Yep.
from brown
Yep.
to white to some creamy shit to beer. You're gonna die.
Yep.
All right? Trust me.
Yep.
Stick to one thing. Say tonight is a brown liquor night. I'm drinking bourbon, scotch, cognacs, maybe even rum. But don't start switching it up. And
Yeah.
definitely don't go with like sugary drinks when you're drinking.
That's point
Oh,
number
yes.
5. Point number 5. We're going through on these
Skipping
points
ahead.
real quick.
There's
No,
so
but this
many.
is good
There's
though.
so many.
This is good. Point.
Yeah.
This is like the 10 drink command.
We should have had this. We should have had this.
That's a good one.
We're gonna do a part 3. We can't do a part 3. We gotta wrap it up in this episode.
10 drink commandments.
No, but that's another very good point. avoid the sugary drinks. I know you're gonna be tempted to do it. It's candy for the kids.
Don't do it.
You're 21 and you're at a bar, at a club, and they're like, everybody's like, oh, let's have because it has a funny name. Let's just say, let's have the Trapnotic something something.
That is condescending to you. Yes.
Very condescending.
You-
Grandpa is very condescending.
Grandma's like, yeah, trap drink. You like,
Yeah, trap drink. But you picture the Trini grandpa, right?
yo, I already saw the label, bro. I already made the label in my head. That's
No,
how
but-
we work.
But yes, you're gonna be tempted. People are gonna be like, "Yo, let's try this drink. It's got a funny name, whatever."
Yo, we copyright trap drink, by the way.
You drink it. Trust me, if you even try it, just do one and then just move away from that into something else.
Tropical.
Your safest bet, if you're just a brand new drinker, is stick to beer, order some light beer,
Yeah.
and just pace yourself and kind of feel out how the night goes for you on beer.
Yeah.
And if you survive that night, then the next time maybe a little more, or just have a less beer and then switch it into alcohol. But don't overmix. And I think another good point is this: funny names for liquors and all this shit, and funny names for special drinks, but know what's in it. That's how sometimes you get caught out there. You're gonna be mixing something that has rum with something that has vodka without knowing it because it has a funny name.
True.
Right? So try to read the menu and identify it, which a lot of clubs don't have that. You know.
Yeah.
Speaking about not knowing what's in it, ladies,
Yes.
don't accept drinks
Oh, that's
from strangers.
Please. Yes.
Don't accept a drink from a stranger.
Don't
if he wants
leave-
to buy you the drink,
Then-
let you be there with him and you see it.
Watch him
Yes.
swipe the credit card.
Exactly.
Yeah, and don't fucking just turn your back and leave
That's
your
what I
drinks
was going to
around,
say.
you know?
That's
Like,
Carla's advice. Carla?
Don't leave your drink on the bar and just look away and then look back and, oh my God, I'm going to have a drink now. No, just be very aware of your surroundings and your drinks, because there's funny people out there and crazy people. So
You guys got different rules than us. We can leave our drinks anywhere.
Yeah.
Nobody's trying to drug us and take us off and shit.
If anything, they're just trying to drink our drinks.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the
You guys got to be careful.
the freaking the waiters are trying to pick it up.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, whoa, I'm not done with that
even
yet.
done with that, sir. Sir, it's just ice. Whatever. I like to drink my ice water.
All right, we're gonna have to unpack this part 3 coming up right after this.
Yeah.
Pero si lo estás haciendo todo igual, no tiene ningún color el paso que hace. Separa menos tiempo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 y 10. 1, 2, 1.
Carla, I'm hijacking culture talk. Sorry.
oh my God.
Well, this is culture talk.
This is still culture
This
talk.
is
It's true.
the,
It's
the
true.
oldest culture in the world.
Yeah, this is the drinking culture.
The drinking culture.
All right, because I don't want this conversation to go on into another
Okay,
episode.
okay.
Dude,
We are
you
going to
could-
wrap
your
this
whole
up right here.
podcast could be about drinking. Fuck 1 or 2 episodes. I'm talking about every
Let's
episode.
do and let's do
Change
a
the name.
tasting today.
Yeah, we can have tastings. Come on now. I'm here for
Well,
it.
so continuing with the subject of culture talk, this episode we're going to talk about the culture of drinking, and I think we went right into it, right? The culture of drinking is, what do you do when you're 21, you're brand new to drinking, and you go out there into the world and you're drinking? What's some advice we can give, things to look out for? We already covered some of it. Now you're in the club, you're drinking. How do you identify when you've had too much? Boom.
You don't. Other people do.
Oh, come on.
No, you
don't.
do.
Other people do.
Yeah, that's how you feel?
You
Yo,
do.
if somebody ever says this to you, they're drunk. I'm not even drunk. They're drunk. Just so you know. Someone says those words, they're drunk.
Good point. Good point.
So they
you-
don't even know.
If you try to stop someone from having another drink and they tell you, "Oh, but I'm fine. I'm fine."
They're drunk.
They're drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have no gauge for yourself, but other people do.
But
I mean, I do now because I'm older, right?
All right.
I'm sure you do as well.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck.
you know what?
I'm here now.
You know what's funny
But
though?
uh-huh.
I've heard people tell me that I hide myself, like my drunkenness. I hide it well. Like I guess I keep my composure well,
I
even
mean,
though
I can think of a few times you didn't. but
Exactly.
okay.
No.
Yeah.
I've definitely in my lifetime, I've gone too far on the drinks. But I think I've heard it that people are like, really? You're drunk? And I'm like, yeah, I can feel it. So I would say for me, just to answer my own question, I identify that I've had too much For me, it's when I start to feel like warm. I think the heat starts to make me feel like, I'm getting there. Like I can
sweating.
sense it.
And it's
Yeah.
That'll make me spot it. And then beyond that, there's other symptoms. You're tripping, you're slurring, that's when you got too far, way too far.
Yeah, me too. I think when you feel hot, that's a big one. And also when you start to feel a little bit dizzy also. Because when you're standing, and for example, when you feel like you're
Just
moving
swaying,
from side to side, and you're
with
like,
it, rocking with it.
and
But
for a minute,
that might be when you went too far.
no, because
right.
That's too far. Yeah, that's too far. Once you've already
it's
swaying,
not, but it's not that far if you can realize that your body's doing that, I think.
Okay.
Because that had happened to me. Like I realized that, oh my God, I'm like, everything is looking a little bit weird, and I'm like, but I'm still present. But I know that I had maybe too many drinks, but I'm not that over.
There's ways to come back from that.
Yeah.
That stage that you are at.
Yeah.
There's ways to come back.
We'll touch on
But-
how to recover, what do you do in the late part of
The
the night?
minute, this is when you're really gone. The minute you start blacking out, losing chunks of time.
Yeah.
Like I want to call it time traveling.
Yeah.
Like you just, last thing you remember, you wake up and you're somewhere else.
That
and you're like,
happened to
"Shit."
me, and it was crazy.
Yeah, it's a real thing, time traveling.
Yeah.
I think we could all agree that when you feel that little gag reflex,
Oh yeah.
like when
that's
somebody
horrible.
says shots, and you're like, and you're
Yeah.
like,
You know, I don't, I
like,
never
and like-
throw up from drinking. Never have.
Never.
no,
Never. I am drunk as hell, never throwing up.
Wow.
It doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, I know
That's good.
that's when you go too far. That's the worst. That's when you know you really definitely got too far. When you feel a
Yeah.
little gag and you're like, oh,
It's-
this is not
ugh.
good. All right,
Very
so
disgusting.
let's go into this. So when you do feel that you've gone too far, what's the best advice we can give people?
I'll say go home.
No, that's.
Well, I mean,
That's
you're in
the time that you have to go home.
All right, so that you're in the
take
middle.
a cab.
You're in the middle of a club with people.
No, you definitely eat. You definitely eat some
You
more.
can eat.
You drink water.
Water.
I usually
Yeah.
eat. When you see me, like we've been out, and you see me start ordering water,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, I'm like, all right, I'm trying to rein this shit in.
I would say quickly, you gotta have a list, a to-do list, almost like an emergency like fire drill. You gotta have a to-do list when you know you've gone too far. Number one, check your wallet. Where's your credit card?
True.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
later on you're
I
not
left
gonna
it
know.
there many times.
Yes.
yeah.
True.
So number one,
Fuck.
where's your keys? Where's your wallet? Where's your coat? Like all your important shit.
Uh-huh.
Even before you worry about are you gonna throw up or not, just get yourself together.
True. That's true.
And if you're with a big group of people or you're with other people, start to identify where's your group. Did you stray? Are you like on the other
Probably
side of
did.
the?
You probably did.
You probably did.
Yeah.
You're probably surrounded by strangers and they're all like, hey.
It's probably someone drunk right now. Actually, no, not probably.
All right,
It definitely is.
So number one, identify all your stuff that you need to identify. Your wallet, your credit card. Did you have an open tab? Didn't you? Because later on will be too late.
Yeah.
Number two, then you could talk about the water, the food, these kind of things. Number three, definitely go to the bathroom, throw some water on your face.
Yeah.
Just kind of have that refresher if you can.
Fresh air is good too.
If you can.
Go outside.
Yeah.
If you can.
Especially cold air.
Yep.
Yeah.
That'll wake you
It's
up.
true.
Yeah. Hot
That'll-
air is a different thing.
Ugh.
Yeah, when you're drunk in the summer,
hot,
it's
the worst.
totally different.
Your
when
body
you're drunk
temperature is
in the-
already hot.
Yeah.
You go outside, it's even
And you feel
more
like
hot.
you cannot breathe. It's
Yeah,
like,
it's too much. But in the wintertime, like right now, if you were drunk, just go outside for a little bit.
yeah.
And then another good piece of advice is that I don't think we've all said is check what time it is. Because I guarantee you it's much later than what you thought it was.
True.
You're
Or
gonna
earlier, because you're old as fuck. Yo, you know how many times we go out recently?
We're talking about
we going out and it's like, yo, we're out all night. We look at the time, it's 7:30.
We're talking about the 21-year-old right now.
It's
We're not talking
fucking
about
7:30. I'm just saying. This is what happens when you're older.
So check the time, because what you want to do, and this is some, I don't know if you're gonna be thinking that carefully at, especially if you're just 21
No,
and
you're not. You're not thinking about
you're not
shit.
thinking about that shit.
You're not even gonna listen
But
to
you
this.
want to train your brain. You want to train your brain, right? So just think carefully. What time is it, and add to that time an hour and a half. That's how much time it's gonna take you to get home.
Yeah.
So if you're in the middle of the club somewhere and you're like, what time is it? Oh, it's 11. Oh, it's still early. No, but it's really 12:30. You got to get home.
Right.
You got to
Yeah.
get your shit together. You got to close the tab. You got to get your coat. You got to say goodbye to all your peoples. Find a cab or get on the train, whatever it is, right? So that's one of the lessons I remember. I remember early on, like 19, 20, 21, like around that age where like you start going out and all that. That was a hard lesson to learn, that I would be like, it's only 11 or it's only 12. And the next thing you know, I'm in a train at 3 a.m. and I'm like, how did I end up here? I hate my life. Why am I here? So always keep that in mind, that if you're out for the night and you want to go home, give yourself that extra to that time so that you know you'll be okay.
Yeah.
And if you're feeling already crazy, don't have one last drink for the road.
Yeah.
That's the one that's gonna kill you.
Exactly.
In the middle of the train by yourself with no friends.
Exactly.
The next day you're gonna be fucked. Always remember, the next day is gonna be rough as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So then how about that? What's the advice for hangovers?
I'm pretty good with hangovers, actually.
Yeah?
I don't really get like that bad of a hangover.
Oh,
Carla,
I
what's
do.
your advice for the ride home when you know you went too far?
I'll say fall asleep. if
Sleep it off.
If you're with somebody.
Sleep
if
it
you're
off.
with someone,
Right.
yeah. If you're with someone, if you're in a cab, sleep. But if you're in the train, unfortunately, you
Smack
have to be
yourself in the
careful.
face, do what you can.
Yes, exactly, to stay awake. Also, take some water with you, and
Not a bad
maybe
idea.
drink
That's a good
water
idea.
through, the road.
Yeah.
And if you're feeling a little bit sick, try to find a bag or something, so that you don't make a mess everywhere
Sounds
else.
like you've been there.
Yes, I've been there. So
All right.
But-
Go ahead.
At 21, right? I'm gonna make this point. At 21, you should be having these experiences when you're out with your friends and you're drunk
Yeah.
and you're partying. It should be like, maybe a weekly occurrence because you're partying every weekend.
right.
But when you get older, you
Yeah.
find yourself drinking on a random Wednesday, just having a drink
In the middle of a
Yeah.
podcast?
because your day has been so much shit that you need something to calm your nerves. It switches, man. Like, I barely go out and get super drunk, but I might be home drinking. You know what I mean? Like,
All right. Well, to your point, I would say a 21-year-old has a better chance of not getting so drunk because he's going to go out to a club. He's going to drink a bunch of shit, but he's dancing and moving and
Yeah, yeah,
sweating.
Right.
Us
Yeah, they have
old
more energy,
motherfuckers,
yeah.
we go to a bar and talk. We sit and
Exactly,
talk.
and we
And
sit
talking
there.
does not burn off the alcohol.
I mean,
No.
it burns 7 calories, but not.
So I learned that also in my late 30s when I realized I became part of the bar culture, and I realized, holy shit, I get drunk a lot more now when I go out because I have to watch it because I'm just sitting. I'm not moving, I'm not dancing, I'm just sitting, and that will get to me faster. And then now what I realize is that the happy hour thing. Happy hour I end up skipping dinner.
Yeah.
And I go straight for the liquid dinner, and that's a problem.
That's a problem.
And I never realized that before, but I'm falling
Yeah,
into
because it's
that
a weird
routine.
time. It's like a
Yeah.
5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and
Yeah.
then you're like
By
supposed to be
9,
having
you're
dinner like
already-
7, but you're already like
And you see,
5, 8 drinks in.
yeah, and you go to a happy hour and you see the bullshit, the fucking cheese, whatever the fucks, and the nacho, whatever's, and you're like, I don't want to eat that shit. Like, I want
Exactly.
dinner,
That's
so
all
I'll
I'm
wait for dinner. Dinner never comes.
No, and then you stay drinking more and more, and you don't realize how time is passing. By the time you go home, it's already 11.
Yeah.
And you are all drunk, fucked up.
That's the thing too. That's an American culture. Bars. Like, I remember watching Cheers as a kid, and I was like, who goes to a bar every fucking day?
You
weekend?
now.
Now you're like, oh, I get it. I can see how that happens.
Exactly.
But not a bar. Do you have a bar that you go to that they know you and shit? Because I
No.
don't.
No.
All right then. So
No,
we're
no,
not that bad.
No, not that bad.
You're not that bad.
But we're in New York. I mean,
True.
but that was in Boston.
So many
though.
options. Yeah. I mean,
That was in Boston.
But I'm talking about there's even in New York there's people that go to bars and they're like, hey Johnny.
Yeah.
Maybe
want
they go
your
to that
usual?
specific bar
Yeah.
every single night.
Thank God I don't have a usual bar. That's how you know you're doing well.
Angel.
Oh shit. Shout out to Angel.
All right, so here's another little bit of advice. So now we've gotten past all this craziness. You're home. Finally, you're home, and you're in one piece, and you still have your wallet, you still have your ID, you have
Made it.
everything.
You wanted life.
And you still have your self-respect.
Well, who knows?
Some of it.
All right.
You'll find that out another day on
A
camera.
piece of advice for people in that situation. You just got home and you've gone too far. What do? I do is, if I didn't do it already, drink. If I feel nauseous and I gotta throw it up. Don't hold back. If you're home already,
Just throw up.
do it. If you're
And
still,
then go to sleep.
If you're still feeling nauseous, just get it out of the way. Just do it.
Just throw it.
A good shower, a cold, fast shower, if you have the energy to do it, helps. Like just a fast shower to just be like, and then go to bed.
Shock your system.
Yeah.
How do you say shock again?
That was
Chocante.
Chocante. That's last episode.
Yeah, it's like callback.
And throwback. throwback hablando. But what I do, something that I do, and I don't know if it's healthy or not, I'm sure it's unhealthy, is I force myself to drink a tall glass of water and take aspirin before I go to sleep. I have to do that, even if I don't have a headache. But I know that helps me, that the next morning I'll handle the hangover a little better.
But doesn't aspirin
Or
thin
whatever
your
it is.
blood?
Either aspirin or Advil or whatever it might
So
be.
you don't want your blood to be thin while you're consuming alcohol.
I've
which
read
also thins your blood.
I've read the instructions. It sounds like I shouldn't be doing it.
Sounds like a bad idea.
Sounds like it's bad for your liver.
But he's doing it.
But I do it
wake up
because
the next day good.
if I know that I went too far, I'm just like, fuck it, just kill me. Either kill me and let it be over with, or make me feel better.
Oh my God.
The most I ever wake up with is like food tastes weird to me. Like stuff tastes different. But I don't really get like a headache or
Well,
throw
that's
up.
great.
Yeah, you're very lucky there, my
Because-
friend, because the rest
I'm
of the
a
world.
Oh
seasoned
my
drinker.
God.
Us Chinese, we know how we do it. We handle our liquor.
That's a
All
Chinese
day,
thing.
every day, drinking rum.
Drink rum every day.
Yeah, and then the day after, just eat. I think most of it eat.
Yeah, oily food too
That's-
is good.
Yeah.
It's a key. Major key. You need oily shit.
Grasa.
I don't know why.
Mete
That's
toda la
a thing.
grasa, fritura, alcapurria, bacalaitos,
Maduros.
maduros, tostones, pernil,
Some sort of sopa. My
arroz
girl
con
loves sopa
gandules. Yeah.
when she's drunk. She eats sopa with maduros.
Oh my
day.
God. That's funny.
I just bring it for her. I know she needs that.
I eat sopa because I can't eat nothing else.
You can't chew. You're so drunk you don't know how to chew. Forgot how to chew.
Well, that for me, that's the day after because I'm very lightweight. And when I drink, if I mix just a little bit, my stomach and my system, everything reacts so weird to it. So, yeah.
Oh, yo, and the number one fucking tip is, don't fucking drive.
Oh, yes,
yeah, man,
please.
that
Like,
goes
I
without.
don't know
yeah.
why I have to say this, but people still do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't do it. It's stupid. You're gonna hurt other people,
sh-
not just yourself.
Shit,
Yeah.
we got a few minutes left on the subject, and we should wrap it all up. What about mixing alcohol with other substances? What do you think?
Well, I happen to think that if you mix it with weed, a good upper, not a downer, so a sativa. Not that I know about weed or anything. I'm just saying, hypothetically, if you mix it, I feel like it balances you out and you're okay. But, disclaimer, that's later on in life. Maybe you, as the new 21-year-old, you're not ready for that level. That's a different level to the game. You don't know this level yet. You're not on this. You're on your level, right? You should play at your level.
Carla, what do you think? Mixing
mix it.
with other substances.
You can do it. Don't go too far. Don't have too much of each one.
Right.
Have maybe a little bit of that other one that you want to mix, and then keep drinking, or
The only substance I
drink a little
acknowledge
bit.
is the
Yeah.
weed. So whatever you're thinking of, the other ones, don't do it. Just don't do it.
Done.
Yeah.
Do it.
That's a whole nother podcast about what people can try.
Can
I've never
try.
tried anything else but those two things.
Exactly.
What do you guys think is a healthy amount of alcohol to have versus an unhealthy
That
amount
is
of
not
alcohol
a
to
thing.
have?
That is not a thing. There's no
What do you
healthy
think?
amount.
Do you
should
guys have
zero.
a limit? Do you have a number in your head? I could tell you a number in my head.
Yes.
In a night? What do you mean? We're out, no
Okay, I'll give you
car
my number.
Ubering?
I'll give you my numbers, and then you guys give me
Okay,
yours.
go.
All right. If I'm drinking beer, I know if I'm drinking regular beers, let's say Budweiser's, Coors, like bullshit ass beer. If I go for a full 6-pack, 6 beers, that's my limit. If I go past the 6-pack, I'm getting into dangerous stuff.
Wow, I can't make it to a 6-5.
IPAs I can have, I know it for a fact. It's written down in my life. I can have 2.5 IPAs. When I get to 3, now I'm walking into dangerous areas
But
in
also,
one night.
beer is filling. And you
IPAs.
don't buy beer. You rent it. It goes in and it comes right the fuck out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you really can't drink that much of beer. So I can't even make it to a 6-5.
So I would say IPAs on a decent night. If I'm mixing IPAs and a little bourbon, I would say if you see me drinking 3 IPAs and maybe
Shut them down.
2 whiskeys, call me a cab.
You wanted me to teach you, right? This is street reality.
Hablando español, Carla.
Hablando
¿De qué
español.
vamos a hablar, Carla?
Español.
Está como difícil porque ya hemos hablado de alcohol.
Well, there you go. How do you say alcohol in Spanish?
We did this already.
Alcohol.
Huh?
Alcohol.
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 Se escribe alcohol,
How do
pero
you
se
say-
pronuncia alcohol.
How you say drink responsibly?
Ah, good one.
Yeah. Tome or beba responsablemente.
Oh, wow.
What? That sounded dope.
How
Which
do
is
you
what you
say drive?
I
Drive.
feel like I know
Yeah.
this.
Oh, that's a good one, D. You should know this one.
I don't.
What?
Drivo, por favor.
It's guiar
Guiar
I
or
did know that.
or manejar.
or manejar.
Oh, I knew that one.
There you go. Say.
Seriously?
How do you say is there there has to be a phrase for shot, like to drink a shot of something, a shot of Bacardi, a shot of,
Shot.
there has to be.
We
Yeah,
always
like, how do
say
you
like
say-
shot.
Oh,
Vamos a tener un
okay.
shot.
No,
Vamos a
Maybe
tirar un shot.
shot is a maybe that's one of those words that you just
Maybe it's un traguito,
international.
un vasito,
Yo creo que es
un
una copita. o algo.
copita. Injection.
Injección de
Because
alcohol.
they're taking it literally.
Yeah, that's too literal.
Shot.
But when you're drinking, right, and you cheers, you make a toast.
Yes.
What is that? I know that is. I'm just asking you.
A toast
Yeah, when you're like,
is it's a brindis. A toast is a brindis,
And
but when you cheer and
when
you
you-
say cheers,
yeah, what is
it's
cheers?
salud.
All right.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
kind of cool. All right. So in Mexico,
Yeah.
the tall, narrow kind of shot glass, caballitos,
Caballitos.
Isn't that like a
That's
little-
cute.
little horses.
Ah.
Oh,
Dame un caballito, un caballito.
but why a little horse?
I have no idea.
No.
In Spain, a shot, un chupito,
Oh,
Oh, like El Chavo.
chupito.
chupito.
Like,
Yeah.
That's
all right.
funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I know I've heard it in Spanish, different Spanish cultures, you
Yeah.
know, Latin cultures, like different ways of describing it. I just never picked up on it because I'm like, okay, I get it. Let's drink.
Don't you find shots annoying though? To be real, like,
Shots?
Yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah.
Pour it to me. Give it to me in a glass with ice, thanks.
Right.
That's what it is anyway.
I am
It's
a
a shot.
gentleman.
Yeah, I mean, it's like to make everyone feel better. Like we all did this at the
Exactly.
same time.
I think we've already said hangover in Spanish, but let's say it again. How do you say hangover in Spanish?
I don't think we did.
Yeah, I think we have
in
it.
another episode. Yeah.
I already forgot it.
And I know that we have
no,
like 2 words.
I just remembered it. At least the
Borrachera.
Colombian word. I already remember.
Guayabo.
Guayabo is Colombian. Guayabo.
Borrachera, but borrachera is not really hangover. Juma.
Yeah,
in
that's the
Puerto
one.
Rico.
In Puerto Rico, it's what is it?
Juma.
Huma.
I like that.
And I'm sure that there's another way to say it. Let's see. Hangover.
How do you say hangover in Trini?
Hangover.
But with an accent.
Resaca.
Oh, hangover. IRL drunk. I still drunk.
I still drunk. I still drunk. I like that.
So the correct way to say it is resaca.
Resaca.
Resaca, yes.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Resaca,
Sounds like
tener
you're
una
like-
resaca. That's why, because
you're
it is
dry.
horrible.
Yeah.
Exactly, resaca. After so much alcohol, you're dry inside. You need
Inside
water.
in your life.
It's like Hablando Trinidad.
Hablando Trinidadio.
Hablando trinitario.
We're gonna have to do an Hablando
Trinidad,
Hablando
yeah.
Trini episode.
Hablando Trini.
Hablando Trini. What else?
Yeah. What other
Well, what
words?
about a
Yeah.
what about a cocktail? Is there a phrase for cocktails?
Trago.
Un trago. Okay, a trago.
Trago.
A trago, is a trago the liquor or is a trago the mixed drink?
The mixed drink.
Really?
Yeah, porque bueno, but they're also saying like un trago, like if you want to have un trago de licor también, yeah.
Right.
But yeah, like, but it can also be a cocktail, I think.
All right. I think this is it.
Oh, that went way too fast.
We're done with the alcohol talk.
Part 3. Part 3. Part 3.
Para hablar trini.
All right, another episode wrapped up. What Diablo? Am I gonna have to get you a permanent
Wow.
chair here? Is this like
Yeah,
Cheers?
for real. I'm
Yeah.
in.
You have a permanent bar stool here?
The dynamic trio. 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 What is that? As you say it in Trinidad. Trio. Trinidad. Oh, yo, Trinidad is for 3, I believe.
Are you a
It is for three.
are you a Trinidad?
I am a dad.
Saw what I
It's
did
from
there?
Trini.
Saw what I did
I
there?
saw what you did.
Yeah, Trinidad.
Took it there.
Yeah,
I'm a
Trini.
Trinidad. Oh, yeah. If you had a glass full of liquor, I'd cheers right now. Salud.
Still have some.
All right. Well, next episode, I don't know what we're gonna talk about, but we will be talking.
We'll be talking for sure.
So you guys tune back in. Thank you, D, for this long run. This was a marathon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ran a
I feel like
podcast
Part
marathon.
of the team right now.
Yeah.
My life is going to be meaningless without it. I want you to know.